So, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Michele Davis. I am host of the Boss Experience podcast, and I am a business coach and strategist helping people just like you develop their signature coaching program or high ticket service. Okay, the first section in the checklist is build your client's transformational journey. So, what exactly does that mean? Well, building your client's transformational journey is a key part of your program being successful. And here's what you want to include in that section. You want to think about who is this program for and who's going to best benefit from this program. And you also want to think about what does their transformational journey look like? What are their problems when they're coming to you? What is the sole reason that they're searching for you? And you want to focus on the reasons that would lead them to be in distress, that would lead them to desperately need your service. When we talk about profitable coaching programs, the key to your program as opposed to a low ticket program is how big is the problem? How big is the problem and your expertise and ability to solve that problem? So you want to make sure you understand what their problems are, and you want to make sure you're prepared to solve the big problem by knowing how are they coming to you. Once they enroll in your program, what's going on with them midpoint, and what happens at the end of their transformational journey. So all of those things are important when you're thinking about building out the transformational journey. Also keep in mind, people don't need information at this stage. High ticket services is not information, it's strategy and it's real results. So you have to be qualified and you have to be equipped to deliver those results, because if you're not, then you're not going to be able or successful developing a high ticket service within your business. And it doesn't matter what checklist you have, it doesn't matter what program you buy into, you have to be qualified to deliver results to someone and change their life basically in some way, shape, or form. So that is what you want to think about when you build a transformational journey. Okay, the next thing you want to do is build a program your ideal client can't ignore. So how exactly do you do that? This is where you think about the features of your program, and you want to make sure you're brainstorming without limitation. So whatever comes to mind, you write it out. And what exactly do I mean by features? This is where you think about what type of program, what does your program look like? Not in terms of topics, but in terms of features. Is this a group coaching program? And is it a hybrid between one-on-ones and group coaching? How will I deliver the program? Will it be done through Zoom? Will it be done through, is it a live event? If it's a live event, what will people get? Will they have breakout rooms? Or, what are the features of your program? And then this is also where you begin to think about what are the resources you're going to need for your program to deliver the experience and the transformation you want to deliver to your clients. And then this is where you kind of think about, well, what is the value of my program? And you base your value on the outcome that you intend to deliver. Next is building your framework. So unfortunately, this is kind of where a lot of people online tend to tell you about. This is the one feature that they kind of focus on when they're talking about building your signature program. And it's actually number 3 in my process. And so it's number 3 for a reason, because long before you can build out your framework and your features, you need to get through those other 2 steps first. And what happens is people don't think thoughtfully about what their program is really about and what their program is designed to do in terms of what kind of problem you're solving and who you're solving that problem for and who best benefits from the program. So what ends up happening is people create the framework, but you don't know who you're creating the framework for. And so what exactly is the framework? It's the pillars of your program. So this is where you start to think thoughtfully about the main areas and the main focus of your program. So you have to build your foundation so that it's clear what you're teaching, and your framework matches the problems that we talked about before, what your clients are feeling and experiencing, what's happening before they ever come to you, or and why are they coming to you in the first place, and how desperate are they to solve this problem. And so you need to make sure that your pillars match the intensity of the problem so that you can deliver a transformation and you can solve your client's problem. The next thing you want to do is develop a program that actually attracts your ideal client. So how exactly do you do that? Well, you need to be clear on what they're experiencing in terms of pain points, their problems, why are they coming to you? And you need to make sure that you create messaging that attracts them. So you need to know your industry really, really well. You need to know why your program is different. And you have to remember, people don't buy programs and services. They buy transformations and results. And so you have to position yourself and you have to create messaging that helps people get the results that they desire. And to do that, you have to make sure you understand their pain points, and you have to make sure that everything you produce, the content you produce, actually, perks up the very people you want to serve. By perking up, meaning their ears perk up, their eyes light up, because they're seeing you as the solution. And most importantly, you need to highlight any way that your program is actually different from the thousands of other programs out there, because everyone has a coaching program. So you need to think about, in this section, what makes yours different? What is the key messaging to actually make your ideal client pay attention to you? So the final section in the checklist is cultivate a process that makes your ideal client excited to work with you. So I always tell my clients, make sure that it's easy for people to see you and discover you, and it's even easier for them to buy from you. You don't want your buying process or your process for people to connect with you to be exhausting, and you don't want it to be something that they can't navigate and they end up like leaving and going to the next person. So you want to think about, in this section, how will people actually learn about you and develop interest in you? What is the next stage after they express that they want to learn more about your services, which is kind of their discovery phase, because they're discovering if they want to work with you or not. And then there's the closing phase. How do you close out that person and bring them into your programs and services, right? And then the next thing you want to do is welcome the person. So you want to have a welcoming experience, because there's nothing worse to pay money, especially when you're talking about a high ticket program, than to not feel welcome and not feel valued as a client. You want your client to know that you value them as being a part of their team, and they're part of being a partner in their success. So make that show in the way that you welcome them as well. That's everything that your checklist includes. And with the checklist, you have everything you need to start mapping out your high ticket service in a weekend.